Hello lovely people, in today's video I am reading through your assumptions about me and then reacting to them. It's going to be an interesting video. Let's go. So over on my Instagram I asked you all what your assumptions were of me, and there's some interesting ones I have to say. If you don't follow me on Instagram, link in description, and you can get involved in future videos because I often ask questions over there. So let's get started. Number 1, stand-up comedian waiting to be discovered. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm funny. Please find me funny. But stand-up comedy, now that's another level of humour. I'm not sure I'm clever enough for that. Another assumption about me is that you're under 23. I am not under 23. I am 26. So, I mean, I'll take that, under 23. Hello, dog. Hola. Another assumption, sorry for these 90s terms, but a mad lad who's up for anything. Well, I wouldn't call myself a lad, but I'd say I'm up for most things. Yeah. Another presumption about me is that I only speak English. This is actually false. Denied. So I'm learning Spanish at the minute. Yo hablo un poco español. I also used to live in Belgium, so ik praat een beetje Nederlands. And fun fact, my first professional, well, my only professional cycling team, my first professional cycling team was Austrian. And I actually did German A-level, so ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Auch. I'd say I know lots of languages badly, which I'm not really sure is a skill, but I'd say I speak more than just English. Someone said, you are a legend. This is probably my mum, wasn't it? You are faster than the average bike influencer. I mean, I don't really know, because maybe I was in a former time, but right now I'm probably the most unfit that I've ever been, so yeah, I'm not sure about that one. You don't drink much alcohol. I'd say this is fairly true. I am still a cyclist deep down, so even though I can party more now, I definitely do party more than when I was racing. I like to kind of blow off steam in the winter and then ride my bike more in the summer. You are a cheerful girl. Correct. Well done. 10 points to Gryffindor for you. Or are you a Hufflepuff? You might be a Hufflepuff. Funny, caring and inspiring. Oh, that's really lovely. I would like to think I'm all of those things. Another one, which is very, very niche to the UK. So if you're not from the UK, you might not get this one. You're really from Corby, but you escaped to one of those posh villages along the A43. So Corby is a town just near where I live, but it's known for being a bit, like, just not great, I guess. I mean, it's definitely got some cool bits. It's been redeveloped now, but I don't know, it's not as nice as the villages. So yes, I am from one of those posh villages. But not the super posh ones, middle ground posh. Outgoing and fun, but you like to have your moments of solitude and tranquility. Don't we all? I mean, I actually recently did the 16 personality test thing, and my personality is ENFP-A, for those of you who care. Probably you don't. But what was interesting about that is it said I was like 90% extroverted or 92% extroverted. I didn't even know that was possible. So yeah, like I do like being on my own, but not as much as like I like being around people probably more than being on my own. In fact, I have this very distinct memory of when I was 15 and I was on a training camp, and it was the first time I'd been away from my family, and they put me in a room on my own for this training camp and I cried. That's quite a sad story. You don't like McVitty's biscuits. Ooh, controversial. I actually do like McVitty's biscuits. I don't have a strong opinion either way, but you know, there's only a few different letters and we're basically the same. Big Fisher lady, because when I asked this question on Instagram I had a bucket hat on. I love me a good hat. That's all I can say about that. That you're a goofball and everyone loves you. Oh, this is like... all my friends and family are just too kind to me. This is definitely not the general consensus from the public, I'm sure. You should be a model, not a cyclist, because you're so beautiful. So single. I don't know. Standing around and posing all day. Bit boring if you haven't got a bike, isn't it? Your family are wealthy. My family are not wealthy. When I was growing up, we didn't have that, well, we didn't have any spare cash that wasn't going on cycling or just general life. Cycling's definitely become more of a wealthy sport. It's interesting, I don't think that I would have started cycling or been able to afford to do cycling if I'd have been born 10 years later, because I think it is more expensive now than it's ever been. But when I was growing up, I had an Isla bike, which was what I used for cyclocross, road racing, and then I had a second-hand road bike, which was too big for me. And I won nationals on that, so my family aren't wealthy. But I'm glad that they're not, you know. I'm actually really glad that they're not, because it taught me that I need to go out and make my own money in this world if I want to leave home and do my own thing. So, yeah. But they weren't piss poor either, so no complaints. We all have a level of privilege to some extent. You like ginger biscuits and tea. This emoji. I have like 3 million cups of tea a day. You can take the girl out of England, but you can't take England out of the girl. Remember that, kids. Okay, so this one says, you're a bit of a joker, glass half full. I'd definitely say this is true. I try my hardest to be a glass half full kind of person. I love puns, but I wouldn't say that my puns are funny. They're just like really bad, but then people laugh at them because they kind of feel sorry for me. So in that sense, yeah, I'm definitely a joker. But whether the jokes land or are good, that's not a McVitty guarantee that I can give you. Hard-working young athlete fighting to make a living in a tough sport, but having fun. I mean, I don't consider myself a young athlete fighting to make a living. I don't feel that young. I don't consider myself an athlete fighting to make it in the sport these days. And I'm always having fun, obviously. But yeah, fighting to make a living is not really me. I'm thriving, honey. I get to be me on the internet, and somehow I make money from that. I still don't understand how. You're laid back and easygoing. I'd like to think I'm laid back and easygoing. I mean, this job, being a content creator, can be quite stressful because often you're always on, always thinking about ideas and that sort of thing. So sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed with that. But in life, I try and just squeeze as much I can out of it. Next one, you're a little bit posh. I mean, that's a little bit rude and also not true. So, a little bit posh. What does that even mean? That you are a fast cyclist. I'm a moderately fast cyclist? I don't know. Am I even a cyclist? Am I even fast? I don't know. I think living in Girona makes me feel like I am not a fast cyclist because I'm surrounded by full-time athletes. But I'm probably not too shabby, above average speed. You actually hate biscuits. I do not actually hate biscuits. They are one of the main food groups in my diet. You were an insecure teenager, question mark. Wasn't everyone insecure as a teenager? Then I found my inner confidence, my inner F you to everyone else, because I was like, I'm good at riding bikes, I don't need to be your friend. Yeah, that helped a lot. This one's funny. You're heartbroken and you're trying to find yourself. I'm not heartbroken. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know who I am. So in that sense, I'm not really trying to find myself. You're brave for doing this. Correct, I am brave. That you're pretty bloody good at bikes. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty bloody good at bikes. Knowing about them, talking about them, riding them moderately quickly, occasionally. And just, yeah, my whole life has been bikes, so it'd be pretty bad if I wasn't vaguely good at bikes in some sense. This one's funny. Helicopter pilot, butternut squash connoisseur, squirrel kicker. Why would I kick squirrels? Honestly, you guys have too much spare time to come up with these things. Okay, this one is weird. When you eat a piece of toast, you cut it into 4 and each little square has a different topping on it. I mean, I wouldn't even know what 4 toppings to put on. No, I don't cut them into little squares. I probably would be more likely to have 4 pieces of toast than to cut 1 piece of toast into 4. You hate cats. I mean, I think once in a YouTube video I said cats are dickheads, which isn't completely wrong, but I actually quite like cats. because, you know, they don't necessarily like you straight away, but then maybe they will like you eventually. Cats are cool. I'm just, I suppose, more of a dog person. This one says goal setter. I have actually got really good goals for this year that make me excited and also slightly terrified. That will be another video that's coming on this channel. Or maybe I've already made it. Who knows when this video is going up. What made you become a cycling blogger? This is probably something I need to address in a whole separate video. So I'm going to put a pin in that. But in short, it kind of happened by accident. But yeah, I'll make another video about that one. Not a presumption, but a question from a new follower. What made you step away from pro cycling? So this one definitely needs to be addressed in another video because this is a long story. But the short version is that I signed a 1-year contract because in my brain I was like, I'm going to be faster next year, so therefore I'll be worth more money, I'll be of more value to the team. But in that 1 year I got anemia quite severely, and then I lost my contract. And then I tried to get my contract back, but because of illness and, you know, whatnot, it was very difficult. As my cycling started to go to shit, this channel picked up and became a means for me to make a living. This one says, you find it hard being on your own. I love being on my own in terms of like being on my own schedule, and I do love spending time on my own. But in many ways, I do find it hard being on my own. In some respects, because I'm very social, I get a lot of energy from other people, I get inspired by other people, and I think that's why I love being in Girona, because even just going and sitting in a cafe and not really talking to someone, but just like, you know, being in the same space and working together and like occasionally chatting is really nice, because being a YouTuber is quite solitary, and also being a cyclist can be quite solitary, so just having like-minded people to kind of do work with is really enjoyable for me. Unlimited biscuit supply. I wish I had an unlimited biscuit supply, but I do not. You're in Girona for the cycling community, still working through school, seeking balance. I am not working through school. I am in Girona for the cycling community though, for sure. Seeking balance is an ongoing process for me. A lucky lady. I feel lucky. I feel very grateful to have this job and to get to share some of the fun bits for you all to see, but also for me to look back on this like catalogue of videos of the last few years of my life is really awesome. Single, question mark. I am currently single. There you go, I said it. But it's none of your business anyway. Independent spirit. You've hit the nail on the head there. That is very true. Do you want to try trail races? So if you mean like trail running races, probably it's a no. Trail cycling races like gravel races, mountain bike races, yes, definitely. Presumptions are silly, and you know what? You're completely right. I should have just read this one at the start and just not even bothered to make this video. But we're scraping the barrel for content here, guys, so. You like biking shorts? I guess. I've never really thought about it before, but chamois time is training time, that's all I know. Cycling nutter, but happy lady. Nail on the head. Correct. You are cool, that's a fact. I like this person already. And your latest video is bringing the good vibes back. I always want to be bringing the good vibes back, so thank you. That's very nice. You used to limit yourself, but now you're free as a bird. That is so true. I definitely feel like coming into this year, I'm like feeling the most authentic version of myself that I have ever felt. I have a lot of energy, I'm motivated, and I'm not censoring myself anymore. I used to be more worried, more in my head about what I should do. I was overthinking a lot. Now I'm just like, I've just stopped caring so much, I guess. As you don't like metal music, I mean, hey, I am an indie rocker at heart, which, you know, it's a pretty large genre, but I have had times in my life where I was a bit of a metal child, but I wouldn't say I really listen to metal now. You are friendly and you prefer wine over whiskey. That's correct, I do prefer wine over whiskey. Whiskey always just makes me like cough, like it's like so strong, whereas wine is like very social, you know, have a bit of wine with food. That's more my vibe. And I'd say I'd go for a red wine, would be my go-to. And since moving to Girona, there are so many good wine places here. It's risky. It is very risky. Your love of cycling is mostly fueled by a desire to always do dope shit. Wow, you guys actually know me so well. This is like really weird. Correct. For some reason, even if it doesn't look like it on video, I think you're really shy in real life. I'm not shy in any way. I have a sensitive side. I'm very like empathetic, you know, like I like to listen, and I'd like to think that I'm not like just all like extrovert, you know, shouting at people, and I like to think that, you know, I have a bit of a sensitive soft side, but I wouldn't say I'm shy. Honest, hardworking, fun, light-hearted, yet serious, competitive, and creatively disruptive. I would say I take my job seriously. I take pride in my work. So in that sense, I'm serious. But yeah, I'd say you've pretty much like, I'd like to think I'm all of those things. Creatively disruptive is interesting to me. That is it. What excites me is like doing stuff that hasn't really been done, or doing it in a way that is just me doing it, you know. Thank you for that. You own a pair of rainbow Crocs. Oh my god, I actually don't. I'm gonna have to go back and order some now. Insert footage of me purchasing rainbow Crocs here. You smash 15%, then drink 15%. Oh lordy. But no, I've actually never done that, but hey, maybe that's an idea for another video. You're an absolute gem to be around unless you haven't had coffee. Yeah, I mean, caffeine does help. But I'd like to think I'm just more with it after coffee rather than like being a horrible person before coffee. I'd like to think I'm always a nice person, but I'm just like more switched on after coffee. You're a kind-hearted soul. Oh, that's really lovely. Yeah, I think I am, you know. Like, I think deeply about things and I try and be kind. And, you know, in my video, my 2021 lessons that I learned, one of the things I want to focus on is being kind. So, yeah, I'd like to be a kind-hearted soul. It's very presumptuous that I have presumptions. Maybe you don't have presumptions and no one actually cares. Adventurous. Yes. That your average speed over 50 miles is minimum 20 miles an hour. No. I will leave a link to my Strava. You can see how slow I am. I think I'll be lucky if I'm getting near 20 miles an hour. This one says, got the nose ring to rebel against wannabe middle-class parents who really wanted you to play tennis. I mean, I'm just not even going to justify that with an answer. No, that's not correct. You're vegan? Question mark. I am not vegan. That might surprise you because most YouTubers are in fact vegan, but nah, I'm not vegan, sorry guys. That you would be an incredibly interesting person to go for a ride with. I'd like to think so. I have lived many lives in my short life so far. Were you a shuffle pro? I actually love to dance and I love to shuffle. I wouldn't say I'm the best at it, but it's a skill for sure. But I didn't used to be a pro, although one of my best friends, Liana, used to be a rave dancer for the Prodigy, and she has imparted some small amounts of wisdom onto me. So I'm not saying I'm a shuffle pro, but I've been advised by a shuffle pro. You've got a crazy amount of drafts on TikTok that the world needs to see. I actually do. If you don't follow me on TikTok, links down in the description. I post a video every single day on TikTok and Instagram Reels, if you want to see them. Do you like a beer or two? Winky face. Tongue winky face. Occasionally. I mean, when I go, I really go, but I try and not. Do you like a drink or two? Why does everyone think I'm an alcoholic? Okay. Rock star on her bike. I like that. I might borrow that. Donut monster. You know what? I cannot tell you the last time I had a donut, so I guess that means I'm not a donut monster. Oh. That you're lovely and funny, and my presumption is correct. Ah. This is from one of my friends that actually knows me in real life. As best of the best, heart. This is also from one of my friends. Oh my gosh, guys, this just looks like I've asked my friends to say nice things about me so I can read it out on YouTube. This one is funny. That you eat bike lube for breakfast, degreaser for lunch, and Conti tyres for dinner. Yes, it's really important to have a good diet, so that's why I opt for degreaser, tyres, and bike lube. This one is hilarious. You have been hooked on a hype energy drink since 2018. So I actually used to race fixed gear for Hype Energy drinks. It was called Windy Mill Hype Energy in 2018. I'll insert some photos here, but yeah, that's funny. I presume a night out with you would be bloody brilliant. You know what, you're not wrong. I let my hair down occasionally, and when I do, it is a sight to behold. Yeah. Okay, so back, oh, hello. Hello, excuse me, I'm trying to film a video. Okay, that's all your assumptions. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more cycling content, and as always, keep risking it for a biscuit.